Hi everyone, my name is Summer and I am participating in a hashtag, which is a DIY gnome challenge. There is a lady I follow and her channel name is Creative by Nature, and every year, I think most years, she does a gnome for the holidays, like whole series of gnomes, and she starts it in November. This year she's doing a DIY challenge for gnomes. She said anything gnome goes. And most people know that I like fae, I like fairies, I like the fantasy aspect, and I work in polymer clay, but I wanted to keep this true to her kind of way, which she usually gets stuff at the Dollar Tree and then uses that to make gnomes out of. Really simple, really easy. Now, not all of my stuff was gotten at the Dollar Tree. Most of the stuff I had at home, but these will be the gnomes. Well, one of the gnomes that we are, sorry, not one of the gnomes. Ha, 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 ha. I have 3 gnomes sitting here. It's just one of those days, I swear. Okay, so these are the gnomes we are going to be making, guys. Well, one of them anyways. I'm going to show you how. It's a DIY. I'm going to take you through the steps. And it's made out of polymer clay, just 2 different, well, possibly 3 different colors, depending on your preference. I even have like another color one. Like you can see here that it's all sparkly and everything. And I'm gonna show you how to do all of that. But anyways, I did get the pine cones from the Dollar Tree. They all fell out right here because I've been using them. But they're the, these pine cones right here. They are this kind. Yeah, the Christmas house pine cones. They smell like cinnamon a little bit. Not a whole bunch come in these little things. So I get 2 or 3 at a time so that I can make all my gnomes with it, my gnome ornaments. That's what I'm making, is gnome ornaments. So anyways, then there's polymer clay. You can use air dry clay. You can use any kind of clay that you want. I use a bakeable clay. That's what this is, polymer clay. 2 colors cost me what's like about $2 each, give or take, because I get them on sale as well. And then I have a flesh tone color, and I have a needle tool, which you can use a toothpick if you want, the paint I'll be using, and paintbrush, that kind of thing. So that's really all there is. It's really simple, really easy. I will be right back. I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so I'm going to show you what I normally do. These blocks of polymer clay come in like 4 sections. This one has 3 because I've already used them, but you can see this one has 4. See the different sections? We're going to take one of these sections because these are small pine cones. They're just tiny. So we're going to take one of these sections. I'm probably going to take the middle one just because it has a little extra in it. And I'm going to mix it because I want it to be sparkly for the holidays. You don't have to mix colors. You don't have to even use the color you want. You can always just paint it. Now, before, you can mix this color right here, which is like a white gold. That's what it is, I think. Yeah, white gold glitter. You can mix this with almost any color and it'll come out all sorts of sparkly, and depending on how much you use will depend on how sparkly it is. If you only want it a little bit sparkly, then only take part of it. I kind of want a little more sparkle than normal, so I'm going to go a little over half. And then I'm going to mix these 2 together and I will be right back. Right, and I am back. And you will see this got pretty sparkly. Look how sparkly that got. I like sparkles. Glitter is amazing. You can use regular glitter and add it to your clay too if you have glitter instead of 2 different kinds of polymer clay. Now we're going to go ahead. This is the hat. This is what we're doing. We get it all mixed in real good, like it's good because it's stretchy like that, okay? If it breaks, it's not ready. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get this rolled up into a ball so that we can make our gnome hat. I really enjoy making gnomes. All right, so there's my ball. And now I'm going to take it between my hands and I'm just going to start rolling it into a cone. I don't want to roll it too much yet because I want to be able to shape the top. But this is going to be the bottom. The pine cone's going to sit inside there, okay? So I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to press in and go around so that I make a hole. That's all I'm doing. And I need it to be big enough to go over the cone. So I'm going to keep doing it until it is big enough to go over the cone. All right, I think I'm getting there. There we go. Yeah, look at that. See? Easy peasy, huh? And I like to smooth mine out. I'm kind of a perfectionist, but this really doesn't take that long to do. Like, you can see the fingerprints in it, which is kind of what I'm just kind of taking away, is a lot of the fingerprints. I like my clay to be a little more smooth, and it takes a light touch to do this. Fingerprints really show up in clay, which is crazy. And I think I want this side, like you could see kind of like how it's shaped, and it kind of goes up more right here. So I think I want that to be the part where my nose will go, is right there. So now the top part of the hat, I want to make it a little bit longer. I want to make it a little more whimsical, because I like whimsy things. I like the whimsy. Okay, so I think that'll be big enough. Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right. And the clay gets really, really warm. Okay, it gets really, really warm. So I'm gonna let this sit for just a second while I take a wipe, because I'm working with polymer clay and it's colored, and you can see how it's gotten on my fingers. And I don't want that to get on the gnome nose, because the nose needs to be flesh toned. So I'm going to wipe all of this as much as I can off with a baby wipe. Baby wipes are like my saving grace when it comes to using polymer clay. So wipe it all off as much as I can. And I already know like the areas of my hand that I use the most, so I kind of just wipe those areas as best as I can do. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of this flesh colored clay, and you can use any kind of flesh colored clay. This one right here is like, I think it's Super Sculpting Original is the one I'm using, is Super Sculpting Original. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and just start squeezing this. You can see how it's breaking. See how it breaks? That means it's not ready to be molded and used yet. So we have to knead it until it is ready. And it takes a little bit of time. That's why I didn't do this one on camera. Like, this is just a little tiny piece, so it'll go a lot quicker. But basically, you can put as much glitter, as much details as you want on it. I'm just doing really simple, really easy stuff because I'm gonna paint mine. But if you don't want to paint yours, you can add other things. You can add confetti, you can add beads, you can add fake flowers, you can add all sorts of stuff. And if you want to, you can even add like a Santa hat type stuff around this, and a little ball on top, etc. All right, now you can kind of see that this is starting to be way more the way that it needs to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and run with it. And I like big gnome noses. I do, and this pine cone is going to be essentially the beard for my gnome. And these really are not hard. They really aren't. Basically, it's all about practice when it comes to polymer clay, and that's really what it boils down to, is practice. You can go as elaborate as the nose as you want. I pull it into a circle, and then on the back part of it, because I want the front to be big and bulbous, and I want the back part to kind of go into like a teardrop, like that. See how it goes? Okay, and then I'm going to take the front part, and I'm just going to kind of stick it up into that front part right there. Just kind of stick it together. Polymer clay sticks really well together. And then I'm going to just carefully start pushing this down onto the pine cone. And it sticks fairly well to the pine cone. It really does. I haven't had any of them pop off so far, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so there we go. We've got that part done. Now for the actual top of the hat, I think I want some good swirly stuff going on. So I'm gonna swirl it towards the front. And then I think I'll just do like a little tiny curl right up in here. What do you guys think? I think it's cute. I like it. And then I'm going to take this tool right here, and this is probably about as detailed as I'm going to get. And you can do this with a toothpick too. You do not have to use a needle tool, but you could use a needle or a toothpick. And I just want this to look like the hat is creased right in here. It gives it that little tiny bit of extra detail that is just, it just makes it look, you know, more realistic. There. And then I'm going to do again by the nose. I just want a little bit of a crease going on by the nose. See? And that's easy. That is all there is. And then I have an eye hook because that's how I'm going to hang it. You don't have to use an eye hook. You could just glue string to the back or something like that if you want to, but I like eye hooks. So if you're using an eye hook, make sure your hat accommodates your eye hook. That's why I like mine going forward, because if it twirls around too close to the eye hook, then the eye hook doesn't do what it's supposed to do properly. So we're going to stick this in and twist it down. Okay. And because I'm using an eye hook, I want it to go straight up and down, not sideways. Straight up and down, that way when we add this part, then it actually goes the way that it's supposed to. So now all I have to do is bake this for the allotted time that it says on my polymer clay package. And then I will be right back and we will get to painting. One thing I want to do before we go though is I use a little bit of blush on the nose for the gnome. I have my own little blush brush. It's just a paintbrush and some blush that I never use. And I'm just going to add this real simple like to his nose. It's not like a big deal. You don't have to do it at all if you don't want to. But that gives him like this little pink to his nose that wasn't there before. There, I like it. Okay. All right, I will be right back and we will start painting. And we are back. It is now time to paint this little guy. Didn't he turn out cute? I put my tag because I run a business, so I put my business tag on this. So let me show you what we're going to do next. So next up, we're going to go ahead and paint around the edge of the hat, similar to what we have going on right here. Okay. Now, you can use a toothpick to do this, which you can see I use a lot of. You can use a ball tool that's really tiny, which, there we go, like that's super tiny. Or if you want bigger ones, you can use a bigger size. They have ball tools in all sorts of bigger size. You can use the end of a paintbrush, the end of a pen, whatever you have handy and available, and however big you want them to be. So we're going to start off with the white. And I like using chalk paint. So now I'm just going to dot around this entire thing. That's it. That's all I'm really going to do. But first, let's go ahead and do the nose. Because I like it when they have like this cute little spot on their nose. And you can make it as big or as little as you want it. Cute. And I have a paper towel with me so that I can wipe my my toothpick off because it gets really like crowded with paint pretty quickly, especially when you're using like chalk paint. So yeah, it does take a little bit of time, a little bit of effort to do this part, but it is worth it in the long run. So that's all we're going to do all the way around. And so after I get done doing this, I will come back and show you the whole piece and we will start the next painting part. All right, now that that part's finished, it is time to do some awesome glitter to give it that snowy, a little more Christmassy feel, because, you know, that's the fun part. You can use probably any kind of glitter paint that you want, but I like this stuff because it's got like really big chunks of glitter in it, which I like. So, all I'm going to do is just barely paint the edges of the pine cone. And you see that it comes together quite nicely. And this glitter paint is pretty thick, so it'll cake on if you're not careful. Which, you know, some places you might want it to cake on, and who knows, maybe you're a glitter lover like I am and you want it cakey, because I like cakey glitter. I want it to bling. Please let it bling. Glitter is my favorite. I get glitter everywhere. And this is just glitter paint, so that works even better for me. Because then the glitter paint doesn't actually get everywhere. And there's no complaint from the hubby's side. Alright, so really that is it. That is absolutely it. That's all there is. It'll dry and it'll look so pretty. And that's it. I will put a little hook in here so that it could be hung from a Christmas tree. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you do try this DIY. If you do, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see it. I will leave all of my links down in the description so you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, etc. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great